Good evening, law school family. Fifth form graduating class, give yourself a round of applause. I watched you coming in. You look fantastic. Whatever the day's devise, life shall call us, and we will go. So I just want to ask some of you, how did today start out for you? Just think about it. Some of you probably had hair appointments, nail appointments, going to the barber, tuxedo fits, making sure you look correct for this evening. But I suspect for all of you, it didn't go exactly to plan. Somebody had to forget the lashes, the dress wasn't sticking on, the shoes didn't quite match the outfit, had to change something. That's just how it goes. And that's what this theme for this evening really wants to bring about. Challenges will come, opportunities will come. Life just deals them out to you as they so see fit. Man plans, God laughs. So in preparing for today, to be very honest with you, I was like, this is a pretty long theme. What can I zero in on? What can I hone in on? To try to deliver a message that will stay with you, some of you, for a very long time. And the word call, out of that very long theme, spoke to me the most. And I'll tell you about a call that I had around May 2024. It was from Miss Leon Barker. She said, Aundrea, would you do us the honor of being the featured speaker at the Fifth Form Salute? And this was for last year's batch. I was involved in the Cricket World Cup at the time, the T20 World Cup in the region, and I could not commit. I had to turn it down. So that time passed, and I kind of asked myself the question, but why me? Why did Miss Barker, who suggested me? I said, you know what, let's just the past, leave it be. Fast forward to May 2025, I got that call again. So it struck me right there and then, this is a call that I have to answer. So I'm very proud and honored that someone in my alma mater saw it fit for me to be here today, and like I said, to share in this milestone moment with this graduating class. I was in this very same position about 23 years ago, to be very honest with you, at what was the then Sam Lawrence Castle, graduating from sixth form at the law school. So it's really, really a 360 moment for me at this point in time. So for the last 5 years for you guys, as the days have come and gone, I want you to think back to some of the calls that you've been getting. But the calls that I am referring to, it's not a simple cell phone call, a video call, a Zoom call. It's the calls that life have been dishing out to you. Life's phone doesn't come with airplane mode, and it definitely doesn't have a power button. It doesn't shut off at all. And when it's ready to call, you, me, or any of us here, it will call. That's the part you can't control. The calls will come. But the part that you can control is how you answer, the responses that you give. Some of the calls you may even look at and say, I ain't answering this call. And then there's some that you do pick up because it looks like a number you're familiar with, and you start to talk. But somewhere along the line, you realize this conversation don't sound like one that I should be involved in. And trust me, at that very moment, it is okay to hang up. You can't go back and unanswer some of the calls that you've actually answered over the last 5 years. And you definitely can't sit and wait for some of the calls that you've actually missed to call again. But what we can do, potentially, is prepare for some of the calls that I'm almost certain will come your way from this day on. Your deputy principal mentioned it earlier. In a few weeks' time, I'm sure some of you will be getting a call or email, however it comes. Calls can come in different ways, life's calls, about your CXC grades. Yeah. What is your response going to be when you open that slip or you read that email? Will you be angry? Will you be happy? Will you be a tad bit disappointed? Whatever you get in that call, please do understand it is the result of your efforts, nobody else's. So if it is indeed you're not as happy with some of those grades that you may get, I want you to remember again, what you put in is what you get out. It is not the end of the road, however. So for those of you, some of you, it just might happen. You might not be very happy with that call, but let it now be a wake-up call. You can go back. This is just one of the first milestones. It does not define the rest of your life. So don't be afraid to go and do back over a math exam. Don't be afraid to go and do back over a science exam. It's going to be needed. Trust me on that one. You want to go to BCC, you want to come to UWI, when you get there, one of the first things to throw back in your lap is math, stats, stuff that you thought that you kind of put away when you left fifth form or even sixth form. But I say that to say, run your race. Somebody else may have gotten 2 1s, 4 2s, and they're happy. That's cool, no problem. That was for them at that point in time. It may not have been for you, but please do not give up. Get back in there. For some of you, which is completely fine, you don't go to school no more. That is A-OK. However, you'll now graduating into another school, the school of life. Societal calls will come your way. Have to be a thriving member of society, a positive member of society, adding to what you want for yourself as a livelihood and just generally as a country to live in. Again, Deputy Principal made mention of it, and I'm not going to harp on it. We know the current environment in the country, but you guys do have the opportunity to make a difference, make a change, and by all means, make a stance. Calls that will come about your calling. There's a doctor in here right now, there's a teacher in here right now, there's an esthetician in here right now, there's a fantastic contractor, a plumber, a carpenter, somewhere in this group, probably like 100 or so of you, 150 of you. There is a calling that is awaiting for you. For the teachers, please, I know it's been a little tough in the last couple, but this is your calling. And I encourage you to stay the course with these young people and the others that are coming. And at this point, I'm going to ask the graduation class one more time to please give your teachers a round of applause for sticking it through with you. And that call about your calling, it happened to me. I love sports. I did everything I could have done to be involved with sport. And when I came back and I was working at the university, probably about 2010, I got a call, would you love to become a lecturer in our sports program? And I immediately thought, no, not me, can't be a teacher, too cool for school, not me, not doing it. Turned that opportunity down. 2013, got the call again. Same answer. Nah, man, that ain't for me. I ain't a teacher. I can't teach nobody nothing. Turned it down. 2016, got the call again. And at that point in time, I had to say, maybe this is something that is actually for me. I was fortunate to get that call 3 times. Everybody is not going to be that fortunate. You may only get that call once. I need for you to be bold, to be courageous, and don't think about the what nots. What if? Suppose I don't. Jump in. Grab life by the horns and just do it. If you don't know how to do it at the very beginning, trust me, you will learn along the way. And teaching for me over the last 5-6 years or so, however long it's been, 2017 to now, has been very fulfilling for me. It's actually felt even better than my natural 9-to-5 working within the sports teams. So if that calling, that call for your calling comes, please, please answer. Now, there's 2 types of calls that you will get in life, potentially. One for sure, that you'll never ever be quite prepared for. Fellas, I can start with you first. There's a call that you will get, and you will hear, I think I'm pregnant. And I don't wish for any of you to get that call within the next 6 years or so before you get into your 20s and such. But that call could come within your teenage years. And I'm going to speak to you and the ladies now. If you do get that call, and whenever you do get it called, even if it's within your teenage years or not, I want you to understand that the calling to be a parent asks for sacrifice. It's no longer about you, unfortunately. You're going to have to change your course, change your paths, think about different ways, new ways of doing things. Because every step of the way from there on out, you're going to have to incorporate a human life that you've been charged with to nurture and grow and get to this very stage where you are right now. Having a baby or a young one is not a badge of honor either. I encourage you to, at the very least, whenever you can, wherever you can, please plan and think about it first. Don't accept that you can just get a child because you can biologically get a child. It's a very big responsibility. And it's a call that could eventually, potentially come the way of some of you. But again, I encourage you to remain focused on the task that at that very moment, it's no longer about you, it's about you and them. That second call that you can't avoid is the call about death. And I know that within the last couple of years, within the law school community, we've received that call a lot. Teachers, students. I was shocked. And I'm from the outside, as in an old scholar. I'm not in the heart of it, as some of you will be, and some of you were. And it was very, very surprising and disheartening. But it was a call that we can't control. But with that, I want to remind you that with every end, there's an opportunity for a new beginning. So please take that pain, take that sorrow, take that hurt, take that anguish, and try to turn it into something positive. So who's been calling all this while? You know that the calls are coming. The theme speaks to, and if you break it down, there's a hint in there that says these calls are coming from a supreme being, somebody higher than us. And I genuinely don't bother, as in, if it's God, Jehovah, Allah, Jah, whoever. Those calls have been coming. But guess what? The calls that you do receive, those life calls that you do receive, it happens because of who you hang around, what you're doing, the people that you give access to your life. So if you realize you're getting certain calls that you are wondering why, look at your inner circle. Look at the people who you're hanging around. That may give you some insight as to why you've been receiving those calls. And some of those calls are tests. They're not genuine calls, they're tests. And you have to have the fortitude to hang up. So it's at that point in time, I need you to have an internal call. Talk to yourself. Don't do it going through Sheraton. Don't do it going down through Broad Street. Somebody might think you're mad and call it mental for you. But have an internal call. Introspection is a very pivotal part of life. Look within, and you can get a lot of the answers as to the why. The parents and guardians support of all of these students here today, I'm going to speak to you for a brief moment. The life's calls that your kids, your charges have been receiving and will continue to receive from this moment on. Please, they know a lot, but they don't know everything. This is not the time to say, well, they're good, no, we get them to fifth form, they could be on their way. No. You play an even bigger role right now as they chart their path to adulthood. So please, just as it used to happen in my time, when I put the phone late at night, mother would pick up the phone, she would eavesdrop and listen in. She want to know who you talking to at 10 o'clock in the night. Who's this? Why you talking to my son so sweetly? Where you come from? Parents, do not be afraid to eavesdrop. A little more difficult now with the cell phones because you can't get another line. But I'm just there to say, stay involved in your children's lives as long as you can. As long as you're alive, please stay involved. And I want you right now, again, because they're here, that's them showing you that support. That's their first bit of eavesdropping. They're here with you at one of life's callings. Please give your parents and guardians and well-wishers a round of applause. I'm going to tell you about a call that I got whilst at school. And it's a call that came during my fifth form year. It's a call that came at the end of lunchtime. It's a call that started at the second last bell to end lunch. I don't know if the lunch bells or everything is still the same as it was in my time. We had two bells, one to let you know that lunch is going to finish soon, and then one to let you know lunch is finished. That one that let you know that lunch is about to finish was a signal for me and my crew at the time, almost 20 strong, to have a bathroom jam. We will run to the bathroom at the sound of that second last bell and go straight into the bathroom stalls. I still see some of my teachers here. We get in trouble for it, so I could say it now. Girls and everybody, and we had a whale of a time for 5 minutes. The biggest bathroom jam. You could hear singing, you could hear drumming, and if you're peeping, you would have seen walking up to. In the bathroom. But that was us just having fun. I am almost 100% certain that some of my teachers who are here in this moment, some are still here, you see them, looking as lovely as ever, would be happy to have the students of today have fun like that. That was easily manageable. We get detention. That was all it was. Nobody had to get put out of school. Nobody did enough fights. Nobody didn't get hurt. No nudity, nothing. It was just fun. And I say that to say to you guys, don't try to grow up too fast. Enjoy where you are right now. Give yourself the grace and time to grow up and mature. You will miss a lot if you try to grow up too fast. Dom, what's your name, big man? Dominic? Right, Dominic said it at the beginning of his memoirs that today could easily be the last day that he sees some of you. And I wish someone had told me that at my graduation. We took it for granted. It was such a great day, fun day. We were just wrapped up in the euphoria of graduating. But we didn't get to realize that it was going to be the last day, at the very least, that all of us would have been assembled together in that one space. So enjoy your company today. Everybody ain't gonna like everybody here ain't friends with everybody. That's normal. That's life. But everybody here still has played a part in who you are and getting to this point in time. And I say that because when I looked at the 2025, I realized that you were the COVID babies. You didn't get to start school, if my memory serves me correctly, in the physical plan from September 2020. And I think I heard somebody mention it in one of the memoirs as well. You missed a year and a half, could easily have been 2 years. So you've been robbed of 2 years of physical interaction with this group. Despite the fact what you've done online, you've missed out some of that camaraderie, some of that togetherness, some of the times that you would have garnered different memories just from being in the same physical space. You have social media right now. Everybody can be posting on Instagram, TikTok, whatever the case may be, and that's fine. You can see your people from here on out. You may not ever be in the same space physically together again, all of you. You will see each other on social media, and that's cool. However, you know it too. Whatever is put out there on social media oftentimes doesn't tell the truth of what is happening with that person at that point in time. We often use social media as the facade to make sure we look good and to show when things are going good for us. But we don't ever show the bad times. We don't ever show when things are a little bit rough. And this is where I'm going to appeal to you to make the most important call. Pick up the phone and call a friend. How you doing, buddy? Just checking in on you. See a post on social media today, but I still want to know how you're doing. Because that real conversation brings out more than you would ever think. So be your brothers and your sisters' keeper, regardless of the technology that we have. As much as you can, get that physical interaction. Create a group chat if you haven't already. Stay in tap and in touch with one another. Next year, coordinate a line, something commemorating your 5th form graduation. Do something to stay together and be in touch with each other. Reach out, make that physical call. How you doing? How your family going? How mom's going? We develop a lot of relationships with our parents, our friends' parents. Check in. Always check in. Possum queer post videnter. You can, and I know you will. 5th form graduating class, thank you very much. It's a pleasure to have been here, and I wish you all the best in life's journey. Good evening.